Hey, guys. So what is up? It's JDO here with the second episode of All the Mods 9. Today we're going to be working on gathering some resources and maybe a little terraforming, maybe a little base building. Not sure yet. We'll find out. All right, let's take stock of what we got. I haven't had a chance to come into games since I was in here for episode 1. Looks like we could use... Do I even have a furnace? No furnace. All right. Oh, I got one in my pocket. Let's throw that down. All right. Do I have coal? Can I get some coal, please? There we go. I don't know. Throw that like that. Got a bunch of junk tools, as per usual. All right, well, that's cooking up. I'm going to go over on this balcony here, and we'll keep that. We'll keep that. We don't want that. We don't want that. We don't want that, and we don't want that. Goodbye. And let's come back over here. I don't think I need brown mushrooms. I do need wood, though. Oh, looks like I already actually have some sticks. So I need a pickaxe. And we'll throw it down like that. We'll throw that there. I don't need flax seeds in my inventory. And with the last stick I have on my person, we'll go ahead and make a new crafting table on a stick. Throw it there. Grab a couple blocks to throw them on the bar. And we should be good to go, kind of see what we want to do. All right. So, I'm thinking we start mining over here. Whoop. I also really want to get rid of this calcite. I'm actually curious, is there any special use for this? Covers shell stone, birch counter. You could stone cut it into some cool stuff, and you can turn it into deep slate with mana infusion. It's mostly a decorative block. Okay. So, I don't know if I'm necessarily ready to go down in the crack yet. But I'm thinking we pop into a hillside. I still want to know what these are. They're so adorable. Pop over into a hillside and start some downward progress. I hear an Enderman. Oh, there's a smaller cave here. Maybe we can... Yeah, this doesn't look as bad. And I already see a creeper. Cool. Come here, buddy. Whatcha? It works for me. And another one. Hi, how's it going? Alright, so some dangerous stuff going on down over here. Let's light this up real quick. Just get a little light on the subject. That ceiling was not well attached, so I'm not going to screw with that. Does this actually go? Yeah, that kind of just cracks up. Sulfur, I don't think I have any direct uses for it. What is that? Not even trying. Coal, we do need coal. Coal is useful. I see some copper over there. Looks like some iron down there. Let's grab that. And that. Oh, what's that? Infernium. That's magic crops. I know that one. we'll grab some. And pop a couple torches down here. There's a couple ores up this way. Let's get this first. Sulfur again. Coal. And copper. What is this? Dark ore? I don't really have a use for that at the moment. Quarried stone. More coal up that way. Let's kind of work in our local geographic region for a moment. Grab that. Grab that. What are you? Aluminum. I'm sure there's a use for that. And what is that? Thorium. A little advanced. Oh, broke my kneecaps. All right. And it started raining. Glorious. Oh, little pocket here. Little copper there. Nothing else? Well, that quarried stone vein might be interesting. All right. Oh, this one goes down. Down into nothing. The caves in this mod are kind of nuts. Oh, copper. Actually, don't know if there's a ton of uses for copper in here that aren't base game uses, but... Oh, tin. Coal. I don't see anything immediate on the face here. Nope, I see something here. Aluminum. More quarried stone. I saw... Yeah, right here. There's a lot of these little, like, dirt pockets. Which could be useful, because, I mean, I want to terraform my area quite a bit. So there's always a use for easy-to-access dirt that's not going to make the entire world look ugly. Like this. I hate leaving dirt holes. I know some people don't care, or maybe they'll terraform it later, but I hate leaving dirt holes. So, dirt that's just in a wall somewhere, not going to offend me any. And what I'm thinking to do with the area around my house, which is going to ultimately be kind of the town hall, is I want to cut out all of the white stone, except for what's in the actual like bowls of water. And then I want to replace that with dirt. And then we'll go back and we can beautify it with paths and what have you. I don't have any good plans yet, but we'll get there. I also need to be concerned about farming because I have limited food and my options are either start hunting or start farming. Ooh, that red granite's pretty. So, a lot of dirt will help. We got one piece of iron, a whack ton of copper, some aluminum, and some tin. I am going to grab a little wood, too, because we were running a bit low on that. But it's looking like it's getting night, so I'm thinking we'll break some... Hi! Yeah. Don't know what that was. See, like, this is really barren for no reason. There's nothing over here. So, dig this up, throw some dirt in. It'll get nice and pretty. And then around the pools of water. Don't need stuff spawning on my house. That zombie 100% startled me, and I will not lie about that. It got me good. All right. So, what kind of seeds did we pick up? Amaranth, I don't think that's useful. Green bean, okay. Bell pepper, okay. Eggplant and wheat. Alrighty. Oh, I need a hoe. I keep forgetting that I have the crafting table on a stick with me, so I didn't actually need to turn around, but oh well, I'm already here. And we should have some extra iron in here. I think a bucket is warranted. We'll do one for now. I did not make the bucket. I put the ingredients into the crafting table and then proceeded to not make the bucket. Actually, you know what? We're going to make, real quick while we're here, a double chest for ores. Or I only have enough for a single. Congratulations, you have failed at mathematics. We can put that over here for now. And then anything that's an ore or ore related can go over there. Oh, we have more pork chops. We will take those. I guess an emerald counts. We have some signs we can use too. Don't really see anything else that counts. We have carrots. That could be useful for the farm. Okay, so coal, copper, aluminum, raw tin, emerald, iron. We'll let it sort it on its own. And we got our bucket. We're going to cook up some food real quick because we're going to starve. We'll grab that fish too while we're in here. Wait for that to cook. And then I think we go do some basic farm setups just to get some food going. We'll do that outside. And then, yeah, I think that'll be a good starting point. All right. So I'm not quite sure how I want to lay this out yet, because it's going to have to just grow with me. You know, I could do these big grand plans and try to build it all up in one shot, but that's just not reasonable. I'm thinking, okay, so looking at this, we have kind of the big hot spring here. This would be cool to definitely like build up into a proper area. And then I think we could do a farm field set over here. And maybe level this off a bit and do another one up here. What are you doing? You know what? I don't... I have pointy stick. I win. Stop looking at me. All right, so I'm thinking we set this in 1 from the edge. And I want to keep with the natural contours where I can, because a little bit of randomness is nice. And we'll start off like that. So this will be like a natural casing wall. Nah, that looks better with it in. Like that. So that'll be part of the wall. And then we'll go around. Like that to about there. And I'm thinking that could be a farm. And maybe we'll put a little path here. And then put another field right next to it. Like a smaller one. And I broke my pick. Where is my crafting table? We'll just do a regular old... We'll slum it with a cobblestone pick for now. It'll be okay. So we could do like a smaller one looping around the edge here. Yeah. And then maybe a bigger one kind of cutting over to a pathway here that would be going around the hot spring. That works. We'll start with this one and work our way up. And I'm thinking we'll do mixed crops. Later on, I would, you know, pick crops a little more aesthetically, because the crop fields aren't exactly going to be part of our future methodology of producing food, but currently we actually have to use these, so... in the future, you know, we'll have big automated factory farms underground doing all the food work, and the surface farms will just be for pretty. All right. I wish I could turn that into like bone meal or something. Dirt. So let's lay this all in, and then we'll go through and work out water. And then we'll decorate it. One nice thing is, too, spreading out slowly into the valley, we will gain more power over the spawning in the area, which means I don't have to be a scared little boy every time I come outside, and I ran out of dirt. Okay. We'll start with that. All right. What does maple wood look like in this pack? That's not awful. So we'll cut in our retaining wall real quick. And do a little of that. Just to get an idea. Again, aesthetically, right now, we're just making it functional. Doesn't have to be perfect. We'll throw a torch there. Torch there. I do like wrapping everything in torches, even if it's not necessary for preventing spawning. All right. So, if we count in from the farthest point here, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's 5. So what if... Well, there'll probably be another water source over here, so... 1, 2, 3... Yeah, that'll work. Grab a little of that. Throw that in there. So we can get some of this going. We can also use this as a visual guide for how much is actually going to get covered. And we'll get stuff planted and then go back and get some more dirt to finish out the farm and maybe start bringing some of the grass up here. Let's see. What is amaranth? GM chicken feed. Okay. Seed pouch, but that looks like it's any seed. It has some uses. We'll throw a green bean there. Bell pepper there. And a wheat seed there. And then we'll throw our carrots along this line here. And it's already night. Probably should throw down some torches across here to at least somewhat protect me from spawning. I'll make more up in the house. Doop, 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 doop. Whoop. Oh. Yep. Yep. And there we are. I do like that sunrise. So let's grab a little coal. I did have those signs for a reason. What can I not? Hold on. Oh, the carpet. Oh, that's hard to read. And we'll throw this in the junk. Not the crafting table. And we should still have some wood in here. I'll just grab it all since we're using it anyway. Make this into that, and we'll do 8. Won't be all of it, but it should give me a couple stacks of torches. We'll throw the coal back. Don't need that sign. Throw that in there. Throw that in there. Is there anything else I don't need on me? Don't need all this calcite or quarried stone or more calcite. We'll keep the maple planks. I'll keep the cobble. Don't need the twig. Don't need the coarse dirt. Don't need that. Don't need that. We can also embrace our inner flower child and pick up some more seeds on our way over to get more dirt. Wonderful. Wunderbar. And while we're at it, we'll do ourselves a favor here and just clean this up a little bit. I generally speaking always play with light overlay on just because I like to know. And early days, I like to just spam torches everywhere, and then I come back later and clean them up and make them all pretty. I definitely will have to do some terraforming here to make this all copacetic, but gosh, that water just looks inviting. There we go. A little bit of spawn proofing, just enough to kind of ward off the evils that plague the area. And we're going to head back over this way and hit up that dirt pile underground. Even though my shovel's about to break, I can always make a new one. Could probably thin this out a bit too while we're here. Grab a bit more maple. I think that's maple, yeah. I didn't know you could vein mine seeds. Oh, game froze. There we go. Amaranth, soy, peanut, industrial hemp, rice, wasabi, flax. Probably don't need to be using the axe for that. Okay, well let's go back and put some more of that down then. I know I'm kind of, but there's so much to do and so little time. These episodes are only 1 hour. Well, 1 hour-ish. And there's so many things I want to do and see. Doop, 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 doop. All right. Cucumber, I'm game for cucumber. I love me some cucumber. So we'll throw some of that over there. More wheat. That can go over with its buddy. Eggplant. I already have an eggplant? No, I don't, apparently. We'll throw that over there. Soy. Grow a lot of that around here. Industrial hemp. I'm sure there's a use for that. Rice. I don't actually... Yeah, you have to... I think you have to place that on flooded tiles. But we could always make a rice patty later. So we'll not do that for now. Wasabi. I don't know. Throw that down. That could be fun. Peanut. There. Flax. There. Corn. We grow a lot of that here too. Okie dokie. It's about midday. We can go grab a couple more stacks of dirt. And work on laying some more farm. It's always good to get your farms up early because hunger sucks. I'm picking up all those twigs. I hate the twigs. I know they just turn into sticks, but it's annoying. Oh, blue jays! A whole flock of them. I love blue jays. We had a huge blue jay show up I think it was either today or yeah, it might have been today or yesterday, and it was gorgeous, and I love it. That was a good way to break a shovel. Let's throw a torch down before I get in my crafting menu and grab this. We'll make 2 because they're cheap. Throw that there. That can go somewhere up on the bar. We should be able to just kind of vein mine our way through this and expose a bunch of ore too. What we got? Zinc. Sure, that's useful. Break our pick again. Not the crafting table. The crafting table of doom. Doom, doom, doom. Wow, I'm just misclicking all over the place. That is a huge vein. That. Safety torch, please. And I think, yeah, there was more copper up here. See? Pillaging dirt is sometimes useful. Don't use the dirt to climb back out of the hole you just made mining for dirt, though. All right. Let's organize. We have room for a little more. And that just leaves back into the same room we were already in. Wonderful. Not what I wanted, but it's what I got. I wonder if I'd get copyright struck if I started singing something stupid. I love the little whirly guys. I'm sorry I'm chopping down your home. It's for a good cause. What kind of... Walnuts. Okay. Hopefully I notice when those are done, because walnuts are great. I don't know why that popped into my head. Chestnuts roasting over an open fire. Alright. Let's grab some dirt. I'm thinking if we throw water here, that'll get a good chunk, and then we can go from there. Also, I just noticed there's a giant hole in the bottom of that lake. I'm sure that's where the monster will come out and get me. This is not foreshadowing. Did I just plant that? Oh, need another one. I'm just breaking all my tools today. Just make 2 of everything. Why not? Not like cobblestone's a heavily restricted resource. Okay. So we at least have that going. Kind of looking around. So I know I'm going to incorporate the hill into this and we'll build the village out that way. I'm wondering, do we need a path coming? I think we need a path coming this way because this would go around here and up. And I prefer my paths to be 3 wide. So it would be like fence, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's just not going to work. Okay. Oh. Gotta get off to bed, you sleepy head. I'm also getting hungry. Hopefully the various unsundry that I planted down there starts to come to fruition. Yep. 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 Okay, those peanuts actually grow pretty decently fast. Soy grows decently fast. Cucumbers, not at all. Wasabi, decent. Carrots, okay. Okay. So let's strategize a bit here. So we'll have kind of the main stairway wrapping up into this, coming around this way. So then there would be a path going off up that way, and a path going around that way. So if we have that path coming there, then that kind of ends where the farm is there. But it depends on how, I mean, I would pull that right along the edge of the bucket there. So this could be open for farmland use, because if I took a path off, let's say like along the edge here, and then around and up, then I could use the far side there for farming. And I'm not sure what I want to do with that yet. It's really hard to make decisions, because like I know I want that, because that's just like the perfect water feature. That is what it is. I could modify that some. So that could be like a big rice paddy. But this is supposed to be like geothermal. I don't think rice is going to appreciate being cooked. I made 30-second rice. It comes pre-cooked from the field. That's definitely got to be a path, because what I'm thinking is, so it'd come up this way and then up into the mountain, and we could have like the hilltop area up there. And then that over there could be like the market area. And then kind of a relaxing area here. And maybe some housing alongside there. No, we want to keep this mostly non-residential. So this could be like some smaller workshops and factories over here. And this area here could be more of a, well, no, this will definitely be industrialized too. I'm thinking we'll use these farm fields as kind of like set pieces and just poke them in where we can, like people are doing community farms and stuff. Maybe. Or just use them as green space. They could always be used as green space. And then I'm not sure what I want to do with this. It could be another bath lake, I guess. And then you have that tower there, which I'm not. Have we even visited that? I'm not sure what that is. A lot of things to think about. That path through here makes sense to me, because you come along the lake, kind of wind up the topography here, and then you'd have this level here as kind of markets, and I think I can climb up that vine. Maybe one boost block. Environmental accumulator, Evilcraft. Okay. That's good to know, I guess. Whoa. A bomb? Kitty slippers. Oh. Yeah, I'm taking that. What in God's name is that? Okay. Builds a small hut around the user. Easter basket. From Wilden. I don't know what half of that. I know that is something. That to me spells out infinite jetpack. Let's put on the kitty slippers. Okay. It's good to know that was up here. Thank you. I was just looking around my local area. And this up here could be more residential, maybe? I hear lava. Oh! Well, that's also really good to know about. And then this kind of drifts off into the normal terrain back here. That's good to know about for two reasons. A, because lava's useful, and B, because I'm a klutz and I will yeet my entire existence into that lava pool at the first convenient moment. Okay. So let's say that we boundary it here, but maybe pull it this way a tad, like bump it out here, and then bump it back to give it some kind of like contour. I don't like straight lines in my nice, pretty settings. Straight lines in the basement, yes. But like, give it a little dimension. Maybe I don't have my axe. Maybe pull this in. Somebody's going to yell at me for using an axe on that. Pull it in like this, push it out like this, makes it real nice. I'm no building expert, but I am trying. Maybe put one more water source over here. Just to cover my bases. Oh, the kitty sounds. No. Okay. So now we have a very basic farm set up. That industrial hemp is grown. Now can I just... I can. Oh. I got a soybean. I presume there's a lot of recipes for this. Culinary generator. That could be useful. Environmental detector. There's a lot of strange stuff. Can I just eat that? No. And I got some wasabi. That's at 71. Those are at 29. That's a 50. Okay. So I'm not sure what... I could use path blocks, I guess, for now. I prefer 3 wide paths. And it's turning night. Throw a torch down there. For good luck. Doop, doop. I know I keep running by copper ore. I just kind of want to leave it as part of the structure of my home. There we go. All right. I actually forget how you... Can you make path blocks out of just regular dirt? Yes. So it'll probably go... And I'll mix in other materials later. Right now we're just throwing stuff on the ground to define things. Can I put torches on path blocks? No. Okay. Good to know. You can tell I played Minecraft a lot, huh? Just to give an idea. Now that I'm thinking about it, where do I want the turn over here to be? Do I want it to turn out this way, or do I want it to come straight there? I think I would turn it here. But I can define a turn wherever I want. So I'd kind of have to follow the path here. And I don't want to interfere with that. So it'll come along this way and up and over to this. Do a little variance there. And I'm thinking we start the turn like here, because that'll bring that over a little more. Pull this gravel out. So D3, and then kind of like this. And like that. So then we would pull the farm edge over like this. And, oh, that's dirt. Whoop. That. And that way we know the actual shape of the farm. Probably need at least one more water source. Probably. Actually, that right there is a good spot to tuck a water source. And we'll do one more right in there. Like that. We have a nice little farm. Nice little happy little farm. And I'd probably... I don't actually remember, they changed the recipes on me. So I'll make a couple of these. I'm thinking like here, here, and here. I have so much crap in my inventory. Reforestation. Buys me an extra couple slots at least. And okay, fences are the inverse now. So we'll have fences. Yeah, I probably should have thought about that, huh? Fences along like this. And then we can put our torches up like that. See, that's going to look so nice. And then we'll have the... Do I not have another? Okay. Okay. Might as well just turn all of that into sticks. I do not need 11 cobblestone hoes. And actually, because we're bumping that back one, we'll do something like that. Bloop, bloop. There we go. And while we're down here, let's throw, be any old place. This will be a spare seed chest. And inedible. I swear I can speak the English language. Inedible crops can go in there. I'm still not entirely sure what that is. Is it rechargeable? Actually, you know what? I'm going to look it up real quick. 0-point module. Okay, apparently you gotta wait till you're in ZPM tier of GregTech, but I kind of believe that use while sneaking to toggle discharge mode means I might be able to power stuff on my bar with that, which would be pretty swanky. I know I should propagate them, but we'll propagate the next ones. Throw a bit more wheat in here. The corn's not done. The bell pepper's not done. Green beans are. So you get a green bean, which is a light snack, which, yes, green beans are delicious. And then that. Cucumber. You can't eat by itself. Soy. More industrial hemp. Ah, I see. I have gotten more comfortable with defying the outdoors at night. I should not. It is nice having a slight layer of safety torches extending a little beyond the base just to make sure that you have some protection. You don't need to light up the entire world on the first night, but it does make you feel better. There we are. So this will come up along here and up onto here. Probably with some maple slabs for now. Since we have a lot of maple, eventually I would like it more thematic, but gotta work with what you got. Just like over here, this will also be slabbed. I'm thinking we could also do like a little wrap around here. Back to over here, maybe. I'm probably at some point going to decide I hate all of this and rip it up, but that is life. Much like the Factorio factory is ever expanding, the Minecraft world is ever being knocked down and started over with. Although certain things you just don't touch. Like, I'm never going to knock this down. This was the first major building. I don't know what I was hitting, but there was a moment there that sounded like a creeper sizzling, which startled me slightly. Do I actually have... This is the last of my dirt, huh? But that gives you a better idea of what I'm going for. I'll go grab a little more dirt. I'm eventually just going to knock down that mountain because I've decided it's offended me. Just kidding. I don't like terraforming at that scale. Underground, I am happy to rip away caves and strip the land. But you want the surface to be pretty. You know, it's the part you kind of have to look at. And you can never quite get it back the way that you originally found it. That's something I've learned in, like more than just Minecraft, but it definitely applies here. You will never quite get it to where you want it to be. Hi. Ah, there's more dirt down here. Ah. Ooh, iron. Always down for a little more iron. I'm not leaving spawnable space in a cave that I frequent. And I don't have a pickaxe, so I can't climb out of the hole. Get back up here. And then we will head back. Oh. The Blue Jays. I will say, my love of Blue Jays comes after years of not camping anymore. Because when I was camping on a regular basis, and by that I mean a lot, they could be rather annoying when you would wake up at the butt crack of dawn to the sound of blue jays arguing overhead. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I like to get things like paths set a little early, because then I know what I can mess with and what I probably shouldn't. Even if they're kind of ugly and just path blocks. Not sure what I'm going to do with this gap. That could be another farm too. Should probably dump off some of my crap, huh? I'm starting to get better at navigating this, but it's definitely going to take some time. I'm probably going to have to make another junk chest. Just not at the point where I'm willing to call cobblestone and calcite a ore. We'll keep the cobblestone on us. The flint I will count as an ore because it does have some uses. I'm gonna put rare items in their own chest. Probably to my benefit to put whatever that is in some place that I can find it. That to the ore. We're doing okay on torches. That's more room. I will go ahead and convert the twigs to sticks, because then they're at least somewhat useful to have. Alright. And I have run out of sprint. Wasn't there... turnip seeds? Well, I do have the cake upstairs. Doy. There. Let's go get these planted, see where our crops are at. In this episode of Farming with JDO. Alright, I don't really care about that at the moment. Okay, we can just light snack that up. Don't really care about that. Soy I don't really care about. Corn is almost there. That reminds me. Something you can do in this. I think that means force loaded. I wonder if you can increase the limit on stuff that can be force loaded. I'm just going to chunk load the area around my base. So when I'm out exploring, I'm going to move this hemp. Seems to propagate fast. Why? Oh, I'm trying to plant the string. I'll plant that over there. Peanuts can be where they are. You're getting moved to the corner. Carrots will propagate that direction. Eggplant? You know, actually, I can't remember if it was an eggplant or spaghetti squash or what we were doing, but we had two gourd type plants. I think it was a spaghetti squash and maybe an eggplant next to each other. And apparently it cross-pollinated in a strange way because we ended up growing a couple that were half one, half the other. It was a strange day in my household. And it looks like we're coming up on an hour here. So I think we're going to sleep and call it an episode. I know it was a bit slow today. The beginnings always are. We've got a farm. We've got a little bit of planning done for how we're going to develop the area. A little bit of resources, not a ton. I know I said I would do some off-camera work, but sometimes it just doesn't come in the cards. I'm going to enjoy the sunrise from my wonderful bath. And with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. I certainly enjoyed. If you are enjoying the content, feel free to comment and subscribe. And I hope you have a wonderful day. This is JDO signing off. I am out. Peace.